video yen. Tuna karibuni.
At the service of the population. We are here because the population is there. If there was nobody at this ceremonial ground, the divisional officer and myself will have no reason to be here. If all your problems were addressed, we will have no reason, together with the defense and security forces, to be here, because we will not have any reason to earn the salaries that we earn at the end of the month. We are here because the government has assigned us to come and work with the populations of this part of the republic, to guide you in your quest for development, socio-economic, cultural, political. We are here to help each and everyone carry his activities without any fear. We are here to guarantee the security of persons and their goods. I want to use this opportunity to invite all my collaborators, all the civil servants and other state personnel working in the Eyumojock subdivision to commit themselves to their job. When we are in a crisis situation like the one in which we are right now, when people feel abandoned and go to the street, they have one song: Paul Biya must go. When you ask these people if they have ever had the opportunity to meet Paul Biya, they will tell you no. They have not even traveled, most of them, to Manyu. They stay in their villages and they only hear about Paul Biya, and then when they come and tell them that your coffee is not bearing fruit because of Paul Biya, they get up, they say Paul Biya must go. When his palm plantation has a problem, they tell him that it is Paul Biya. He gets up and starts calling Paul Biya's name. But the Paul Biya the people are talking about is not the Paul Biya in Yaoundé. It is you and me who have been given assignments here. If we do our job the way we are supposed to do our job, nobody will have a reason to call Paul Biya's name. It is time that every civil servant should learn to play the role that has been assigned to him. The teachers who have been appointed to teach our children should go to school and teach these children. We know that most schools are not functional. We equally know that the schools which are functional don't even have enough teachers. So I asked the divisional delegate of basic education and his colleague of secondary education to redeploy all the teachers who are in the schools where there are no teachers to those areas where children can go to school, so that they have the best education they can have at that time. And I think if we redeploy all these teachers in the areas where there is peace, our children who are in the red zone can come to these zones and have enough teachers to take care of them. But I understand most teachers have become economic operators and are doing business between Cameroon and Nigeria on daily basis, and may not even be happy to get peace again because it will require that they go back to the classrooms. But I have asked that a comprehensive list be presented to me so that rapidly I suspend their salary to permit them enjoy the business money that they are making.
Correct, sir.
That's it. Yeah.
And this is something that I want to do in the days ahead. I told you, before you embark on work, you must go to the field. You don't punish a child when you have not told a child what to do. When you have told a child the right thing to do and he decides to do the wrong thing, you are now right to punish him. So after this contact tour, I am sure that all the praises that they have been showering on me will drastically reduce, because life is going to be difficult for some of us because we have to put order.
Okay.
But I will make an effort to merit all the praises or to work closely with those who want us to forge ahead. It is important also to let you know that one of our principal missions is to work for the development of our localities, of our communities. And we cannot talk about development if we don't stamp out certain negative behaviors. Work together to stamp out some of these behaviors, we are going to have a better society. And in our communities, there are some little things that make us sometimes or that retard our development. Ever since I was appointed as Senior Divisional Officer of Manyu, there is one thing that has puzzled me. The number of chieftaincy disputes that I have on my table make me to ask myself whether we know what is a traditional ruler. The number of villages that have remained vacant because of chieftaincy squabbles is alarming. Manyu Division has become an experimental ground for chieftaincy disputes. I want to reassure the chiefs who are here present that my mission is to reinforce the authority of the chief. But you will agree with me that I can only reinstore that authority where the chiefs are legitimate chiefs. Because everybody wants to be a chief. Everybody cannot be a chief. I want to go to Osin, they present two people, they say, you are a chief. I say, how are you, chief? Another one will push me like that. He's not the right chief. What confusion. I go to Ndekwa, they say, professor, chief professor. I say, oh, professor, how are you? They say, no, that one is not the one, he's the other professor. Some say the condition to be chief is your university certificates. Some say no. Since the chief of a village is resident in Canada, we want our chief to be resident in America. If all the chiefs want to become administrative chiefs, fine. They come to my office, I begin to appoint administrative chiefs. But if chiefs are custodians of the customs and traditions of the people, then the chiefs must be an emanation of our customs and traditions. And that is where I am working with my divisional officers so that we implement our customs and traditions. It is true that we don't have a unique mode of succession in Manyu Division, but there are two principal modes of succession. Either you inherit, that is from father to son, going down the tree, or the chieftaincy is rotatory, and even when it is rotatory among members of families that are entitled to occupy that I want us to be clear on that.
Thank you.
If we agree on that, we are going to be good friends till the end. And we will make the traditional authority strong. We will make our customs and traditions stronger. If you think that becoming a chief is to come and see the SDO with an envelope, I will advise you to use that envelope to develop the village.
Yes, sir.
We need development in these villages. There is no need wasting resources to entertain unending chieftaincy disputes and putting administration all the time in positions of very disgraceful disputes. So immediately after the contact tour, that is one of the files to that I will put on my table. Some of my good friends who have been calling to ask for support should know that the kingmakers are the ones to decide who is the chief. But all the kingmakers are not saints. Some kingmakers have become more than economic operators. They say it is the highest bidder who is the chief. Those kingmakers, we are going to sanction them. Yes, we have to sanction them.
Okay.
You cannot play with the future of your people. You cannot play with the destiny of a population, because when you have no culture, then you are not existing. We have to protect our culture, and we have to make our chiefs strong. For the chiefs who are in authority, I equally want to invite them to abstain from certain activities like illegal exploitation of timber with our brothers who come from far and near to exploit our forest without any, what can I say, without any respect even for the authorities of the place. I want the chiefs to abstain from illegal land transactions, because land is not like cocoa that you will plant today, you harvest tomorrow, it will heal again. When you sell land, you have sold that land. It will not multiply. But we keep selling our land every day, and our youths are growing and they don't even have space to cultivate. Look at the price of cocoa today. If all our youths were involved in cocoa farming, can you imagine what they would be making as money? They will not need to go to the bush to meet amber boys and sleep in very deplorable conditions and drink blood in the name of water, because they have decided to live that type of life. I want to invite the divisional officer to help the youth to acquire land. Land belongs to the government. And if you see that in a village, the chiefs are involved in selling land, take that land and we give it as concession to the youth and register that land in the name of the youth. If we register the land in the name of the youth, nobody will be able to sell that land, and that land will be there for posterity and people will continue to enjoy that land.
Amen.
I equally came with the senior state council because I hear that some chiefs have opened courts in their palaces where they judge even criminal matters. The chief is a reconciliator. He is there to reconcile his population, to handle small conflicts between members of his large family. But please, when it comes to criminal matters, do well to send them to the appropriate quarters. I came with the state council to close down all those illegal courts in the Eyumojock Subdivision. The Ekpe has its court. The chief has its own court. Now you see the conflict. This one will find somebody 20 cows, 15 goats, 300,000 for spices. and the other one will sit through and will have appetite and will say, why should that one be making all this? And now there is trouble. But there is no trouble. We are going to handle the trouble. The two are going to agree, because at the end of the day, it is our tradition that has to remain strong. I equally want to call our attention to the rate of consumption of drugs by the youth. If you go to the schools are closed, but when you see our bike riders and our young brothers today, everybody thinks that it is only thanks to tramadol that he can do something. And at the end of the day, when you look at them, you look at their eyes, you ask yourself whether they are going to reach the level that their parents have reached without making all the efforts we have to make today. We have a lot of school dropouts even before the crisis because of the consumption of drugs. So we have to also reinforce our parental responsibility on our children, because some of the children are equally abandoned by their parents, and at the end of the day, they take refuge in other activities that do not honor us. Eyumojock subdivision, I was told yesterday, it has been reiterated today, is a land of hospitality. It is Cameroon in miniature, and by extension, we even have our brothers from our neighboring giant who are equally here. But I was surprised to hear that in Eyumojock, in spite of this seemingly harmonious cohabitation in our markets,
Tama. Mukanda Seke. Bali. Mboko. Namutama. Just so you all know, our senior divisional officer has been conferred the honorary title of Iyamban Twimbe. So that is what has happened today in the autumn of Eyumojock. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to people, the population of Eyumojock. We are deeply grateful to the senior divisional officer for Manyu for this maiden visit to our subdivision, and we heartily thank everybody here for being present and for actively participating and giving this occasion the Lostar